Hello and welcome back to Bayonetta! Once again, let's go up, pick up this Antonio's notebook, and see what's going on. This is Heavenly Manipulators. This book talks about, well, this thing right here. This is a Heavenly Manipulator. How about instead of reading the book, we just see outright what does it do? It does indeed quite simply manipulate the heavens. A moon-like disk is visible through the crescent window. Was the moon's sudden appearance in the sky when the gears rotated just a coincidence? No, it wasn't at all, and as Antonio's notebook will explain, the Umbra Witches and Lumen Sages were very powerful beings and were able to construct artifacts like this that were able to literally manipulate the celestial bodies. It's pretty intense stuff. How about we use the moonlight to go up this wall and... okay, first and foremost, this all looks beautiful, but this is like a brilliant concept, because we need to get very far ahead, so how about we fall forward? Like, this is crazy, and there are angels on the way. Actually, a gun would probably be a much better option here. There are angels on the way, and you can get scored for this, so I guess you might want to think about taking the time to actually kill some of these guys, I think. I don't entirely remember if you need to even bother at all with this to get a good score, but whatever. It's so weird seeing deer and decorations as enraged, because it's not something that you very often do see. Actually, what am I even bothering with? If you fall like this, you will deal damage to the angels as it is. You don't need to actually hit them and things. I'm probably gonna get a terrible time score because of that. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's not really an important thing at all. At least I got the wood-bearded guy. That's all that really matters. How about we make our way over to this mountain wall, which is now a floor, but now again a wall, and we have some more grace and glories. They kind of look like two glories when they're all fired up like that, because, you know, they both look like they're on fire. Oh, well, they are on fire, but they both look like fire as well. I like how the torture attack, like, oh, I should hit the start button. Alright, but yeah, I like how the torture attack gets support beams like that if you do it in the air, because certain other torture attacks work differently if done in the air. Like, they'll have the same basic general effect and things, because torture attacks won't, like, not work in different situations. It's not like that, but... oh, okay, we got him already. I might, if I'm lucky, get a pure platinum on this, actually. If I can, for example, pick these guys up and just whack the shit... Oh, torture attack again! Perfect! Again, very fortunate aspect of the different angel arms is that a lot of them can give you some very good... magic gains points. Some are really bad, but some are really great. Okay, he's probably gonna attack very soon, like this. See, again, clear platinum is so much easier when you have the Gaze of Despair. Or, it's not easier, but the possibility of it becomes, in some ways, easier. And hey, look at you guys! Probably out of the way, because that's what you always do. There we go. These guys are another Dominion Second Sphere Angel called Harmony, and they are angry. Wait. Oh, wait. Wait! I completely forgot about that detail. When Harmonies become enraged, they just fall to the ground and sort of panic or something. They don't really do much. So they were kind of in a very vulnerable situation and allow me to do a torture attack like this. And this torture attack is unique to the Harmonies. It will give you a unique angel arm, or it's not even an angel arm, it's technically... No! My pure platinum! Oh no, everything is falling apart. Alright, I might at least still get a normal platinum. But yeah, this is a unique weapon that you will only get by doing torture attacks to the Harmonies, which is pretty powerful. It's a very nice attack to... a weapon to have the ability to get. You will always get it if you perform the torture attack well enough. And by themselves, Harmonies are kind of a joke. Like, Harmonies are honestly some of the weakest and lamest enemies you'll ever encounter, but on their own, they're particularly sorry excuses for enemies. Being perfectly frank. Alright, over here we get a golden peapod. That went a lot shittier than I expected. I guess part of that is because the part where you fall down is the first part of the verse, and it does count towards the whole total score. And because I didn't think about the whole falling aspect of it, then I got a terrible, terrible time score for that. Wow, well that was kinda inexcusable, to be honest. Excuse me, speaking of excusing things, apparently. Ow. Well, this is really not going my way. I thought I was doing so well, but then everything just falls apart, and over here is a Gates of Hell, and down here is a book and a treasure chest, and I think I missed a bird somewhere. How about we just get this moon pearl first, though? This is a whole one, right? Yes! Keeping track of things, just the way we like to do things. The Witch's Tears of Blood. Very fitting. Okay. I'm going to backtrack a little bit because I think I missed a Tear of Blood. Hang on. Never mind, I completely misread my notes. I was thinking of the Umbran Tear of Blood we collected last time. There's Gates of Hell here. I don't really believe I need to go there. I guess I'll take a little look. As I expected, there wasn't really anything here I felt the need to purchase, but I do need to make amends to something. I said that witch hearts and moon pearls will increase gradually in price as you buy them in the Gates of Hell, and that's actually not the case. The amount available I said is still correct, but they will all cost 30,000 each, which means, well, if you have 150,000 halos to waste, and I actually do, wow, then you could buy all the witch hearts, and 240,000 will get you all the moon pearls. Alright, with that, let's move into this big, kinda interesting building over here and see what this is all about. This must have been used during the training of witches. Stepping on it gives hints of some sort of faint movement. How interesting. Well, actually, should we go over this way, go on top of this thing, and use the gravity to push the button all the way in? We have now gained entrance. Welcome to Jörmungandr's staff interior. This place has an interesting place in mythology, but I think we're going to get interrupted very soon, so I'm not going to get into that just quite yet. Did you just do the come at me, bro? Okay. Ardor may be simple, lowly, third sphere angels, but they are the highest of their ranks for a reason. They're very powerful beings, very quick, especially with the Gaze of Despair like this, so you definitely need to watch out for them. Their shields can be very good protection for them, as a lot of your attacks will actually not hit if they block them properly. They have the same torture attacks as normal affinities or applauds, so that's no problem there, but they cannot be instant killed, so again, they're powerful beings, even though they're just simply lowly for third sphere angels. Third sphere is just the worst combination of words in the history of humanity. But yeah. Ardors are interesting. They are of the, as I said, highest sub-rank of the third sphere, principalities. They are very... okay, get away from this. They are interesting, they're particularly interesting subclass. No, my pure platinum! Because the thing about principalities is that they watch over like nations, groups of people, institutions, big corporate things like that. But probably most interestingly is their job to inspire people to things such as art and science. Yes, that's science. Don't think religious people are all anti-science or anything. Like, Christianity actually embraces and encourages scientific advancements. The two concepts don't have to be completely opposite. Did I even do badly on time? Really? That's not expected, but okay. But whatever. This place, Jörmungandr, it is based on a story of Norse mythology. And in fact, it's probably one that you are somewhat familiar with, because it's based on the Midgard world serpent. The story behind it is that the god Loki, who is also known as Daddy Longlegs, no seriously, look it up! He had 3 children who were all stolen from him by the god Odin. The middle child of these children, who I actually don't believe Loki fathered him himself, but raised him at least, maybe like some adoption things or whatever, I'm not entirely certain. He was the titular Jörmungandr, who was in fact a sea serpent. Odin tossed him into the great ocean that encircled all of Midgard, and he grew so large, the serpent that is, not Odin, he grew so large that it came to surround the Earth in the grasp of its tail. And it's pretty famously said that once he releases his tail, Ragnarok will begin. Which is why it was given the name of the Midgard World Serpent. And if you're not aware, Ragnarok is essentially Doomsday, but it's a bit kinder than that, in the sense that the world does get engulfed in water and flames and disasters and things. But it's not all over, it just begins anew. Because there will be a great battle of gods taking place and things, but some will survive, and they will rebuild the world from scratch. So yeah, Jörmungandr is basically just the name of the actual world serpent. And it's kind of also represented in the sense that it's, has a long tower, it has winding stairs, or at least it's supposed to have them, and, it's just kind of a theme. Serpents are long, and so is this tower. Am I going down again? Oh. Good thing I did, I completely forgot about this Alfheim level here. Well, that kind of works out. Stay in the air! It's another one of these things where I highly recommend simply using your normal guns and doing the punch combo. Although, Gaze of Despair is a terrible idea right now. Let's get this far away from us and see how we can do. Huh? I never knew about this! How did I not know about that? Interesting. So the deer and decoration don't have exactly torture attacks, but they have kind of an equivalent. Fun. You know what isn't fun? This Alfheim level. You're seeing the successful attempt right now, but this took a good 10 or so minutes to actually get to. As I said, the idea here is that you do the punching combo until she says, "I've had enough!" and then starts whacking about, and then you interrupt that attack by pressing the shooting button. But the thing is, this will only get you so far. You need to also use another trick that I haven't actually talked about yet, because it's a very extremely situational thing that you kinda don't really remember, or at least I didn't really remember it's actually a thing that you do in this game. When you're near an enemy, you can actually footstool him. And you'll see me doing this a lot in this battle here, where I start doing the combo, and before it's done, or even at the very end of it, I'll do another jump. This is instrumental to staying in the air long enough, because you'll have way more than just 2 jumps. I guess my main problem with this is that it's not really that hard necessarily, at least not once you get the technique down. But 1 solid minute takes forever when you're doing something as laborious as this. But hey, let's at least be thankful that I'm not playing on harder difficulties, because on hard and infinite climax mode, you won't even be facing flying enemies. You'll be facing a fearless, meaning you're supposed to stay in the air for a solid minute, fighting an enemy that doesn't fly. Good fucking luck. This Alfheim level sucks! Frankly put, wow, this is just annoying. I don't give a shit that my time was bad, that my damage was bad. I'm never coming back here. Wow. That is a whole fucking minute is way too fucking long. And it's weird too, the Bayonetta wiki specifically states that it only requires you to last 30 seconds, which kind of begs me to think that maybe there's like a version difference where it's been extended in either maybe the Wii U version or in the European version or something like that. I'm really not certain, but wow, that was awful. Let's instead actually keep on going up this tower and just completely forget that that whole ordeal was even an ordeal at all. I am neglected to mention this, by the way, but I feel it's kind of self-explanatory anyway. The big, orange, glowy, dangerous-looking things are indeed dangerous. Don't touch them. Whoa, just as I talk about them. Sorry, mates, I'm getting away. I think I went completely the wrong way. There we go. You need to go up to this platform over here. Then we can go up all the way to the ceiling. But the heavenly manipulators can only get us so far. Let's see what this door is here all about. Just whack it on. We've done this a few times already. But we've already done that a few times already. Instead, need to look a bit around the room and just see that there is one single other thing we can interact with here at all, which will give us this. If we jump up this hole, we can find, of course, some statues. One of them is broken, though. Piece of a brutally destroyed with statues, some kind of power source is preventing it from reforming. What kind of power source? Well, of course, it's a fucking angel, because whenever there's destruction to any sort of Umbra Witch related things, it probably has something to do with, you know, the light people, essentially. Just do this torture attack and get the fuck away from this stupid, Grace? I believe the blue one is Grace and the red one is Glory. So that's an easy way to remember it, because the blue one is the first one, I guess. I don't know. Pretend like there's some sort of... I already get a torture attack! Damn! There you can see the true power of, well, at least potential power of having lots of moon pearls. I really fucking despise rotating the joystick like this. There we go. I think maybe, if I'm lucky, I might get a pure platinum on this. I just need to make sure not to get hit, because I've at least gotten some good scores in terms of attack. Because torture attacks gives you really great combo bonuses, and especially when they're enraged. And I used angel arms. This has gotta be a pure platinum, right? Like, I know it's just the 2 enemies, but they're fast enemies. They're kind of difficult. I wouldn't be... Yeah, there we go. Very nice. I wouldn't be disappointed at all, is what I'm trying to say. Get some life, health up, getting... things, you know, things. Okay, and even an arcade bullet. It's been a while since we've seen those. Let's use this, go down the hole. And of course, as we know what to do, activate this and whack away. Might not have used the best combos there at all, but screw it, doesn't matter. There we go. And welcome to the outside portion. From here, we want to keep going downwards, first and foremost for a second. This is completely optional, by the way, but this is, as we will hopefully soon enough see, another Alfheim level. Believe that's everything at the end here? Yes, because that is the end of the little snake path. Again, you can see the whole world serpent theme over here. Limited kicks and punches. This one gives me a good time to show off what I talked about a little bit a while ago, how the sword is excellent for witch time for Alfheim levels like this. Using the sword to first and foremost... Oh, I need to desperately de-equip the... I don't have the Gaze of Despair. I am not fucking good with paying attention to what I have equipped or not. Okay. What you want to do is charge up your sword as much as you can, using witch times to give you the time to charge up. As such... That's good. This is at least a tactic I really like to... Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. The, haha! Bullet climax, or whatever you want to call it, for the sword is not a particularly good attack on the sword. Alright, but as you can see, charging up the sword like this deals a ton of damage, and even though I've gotten a few bad hits, I was still doing pretty well. I had a few punches left and hadn't even done a single kick, so essentially you can see the strategy. I'll just speed through this and we'll get back when we get back. Okay, this isn't strictly relevant in the slightest, but I realized that I hadn't had the time to talk about this yet. The new enemy we encountered earlier in the episode, Harmony. Despite being generally really shitty enemies, they actually seem to be somewhat based on the Angel of Destruction, Abaddon. At least in Christian mythology, Abaddon is said to resemble a locust flower with a long scorpion tail and also a whole bunch of other animal parts in places you probably can't even imagine. But the locust and scorpion thing is the important part. It kinda looks like a manta ray, but still. And this may seem a little bit odd, because Abaddon is generally known as being the Antichrist or just even the fucking devil himself. But some people, such as Methodist Christians, believe that he's an angel of God rather than an angel of Satan. And you know, angel of destruction, we do know that God does have his destructive tendencies sometimes, so somebody needs to do that job as well. Okay. The sword is certainly a viable strategy, at least if you're capable with the witch time, but man, bullet climax is so much easier. Like, I wasted... Oh my god, if I had a better combo, I could have gotten a pure platinum on this, but I guess getting a good combo with just bullet climax is kind of asking too much, but yeah. Now with that done, let's let the wind take us all the way up this snake path again. I like how it's circling the tower like this, because it's really mirroring the ideas of which it was based, you know? Ow! That kind of... Hey! You're kind of ruining my groove here! Let's try and get a... Really? I'm very glad this is... This is sad! I'm very glad this is not an actual part of a verse so that I could actually get scored badly for this. But, on the side here, we're gonna go over to the side and find this Antonio's notebook right here. It is... Witch graves within the city. Right! This one's kind of interesting, talking about these things. the Umbra resting places. First and foremost, how they are, you know, the witches' graves as we know, but one thing interesting is that the sun icon you see on the front there is actually a sort of emblem of some sort that the Lumen Sages put on them, so that Umbra witches wouldn't be able to somehow escape their own graves should they want to do that. You know? The thing is, about the Umbra witches' graves, is that they are completely impenetrable. by anyone aside from Umbra Witches, which is why Bayonetta herself is able to open them. And this is also why these graves have been here all the way for hundreds of years since the witch hunt, but nobody has done anything about them. It's because, well, they quite literally can't. You need to be a witch or at least have, you know, witches' magical powers to do something like that. Speaking of magical powers, oh shit, no, they ruined everything! Okay, actually I get away from this. Maybe. No, I don't. Ow, whoa! Okay, usually the game just respawns you back approximately where you were at. I did not realize that was going to be an actual death. Not gonna lie, that was pretty brutal. What is this beast flying around who dares to try and eat us? Well... This is Inspired, our first encounter with the first sphere. The highest ranking angels of the 3 spheres, those closest serving to God, doing his bidding and falling on the ground and kind of sucking. But whatever, that aside. The first sphere, much like the other 2, is indeed divided into sub-ranks, and as such Inspired of these is a Thrones Angel. Thrones Angels are the lowest of the first sphere angels, but the fact that they're first sphere angels at all means that they're deemed worthy of direct fellowship with the Lord and Jesus Christ, and that's, you know, a pretty big deal. In fact, the name comes from the fact that they are the actual carriers of the throne of God. All this said though, Inspired is a bit of a joke. And it's honestly kind of sad that I'm getting hit this much, because this would probably be a fairly easy pure platinum if I were just able to dodge his attacks better. Oh, but speaking of dodging, let's go for the counter! With him down like this, let's just whack at him! And climax his butt! Even though he probably doesn't have one. I'm not sure how that works with snakes, actually. The bird eats the worm. How ridiculously genius, but also deeply, deeply silly. With that, we have taken down Inspired, our first encounter with the highest of highest first sphere. Except they're not actually the highest of highest, because we've already encountered something that's even higher than that. But regardless of this, next time on Bayonetta, we entered the Great Umbra Witch statue. And see what awaits us. Thank you very much for watching this, and I hope to see you then.